Hello, everybody. How are you doing? Sorry, that took me a minute to get started. And then I showed all the screens, which is funny because I just told somebody else that I sometimes mess up the transitions. And there I did it. So how's everyone doing today? I hope you're doing well. Hello, everybody. I am Libby from Hero Arts. And I'm so glad you're joining me. I hope you can hear me okay and see me okay. Today I'm going to be going through the June monthly release from Hero Arts, the main kit, the classic kit, and the premium kit, as well as all the add-ons. Now, if you're paying attention to the Hero Arts website, you may know that our premium kit is already sold out, which we are so thankful for. But I know that causes disappointment sometimes from some of you who don't subscribe, which, by the way, that is the number one way to make sure you don't miss a kit. But also, if you weren't quick to the purchasing, because it sold out really quickly, and we're so thankful. It's because our artist did such a beautiful job of making cards this month with the kit. And it's also because the Hero Arts product designers did such an amazing job with this kit. So it's exciting. It's very exciting. And also I know frustrating for maybe a few of you. So how many of you were able to get the kit that you wanted to get? There are some classic kits left. And I'm going to show that in just a second, but I just want to make sure you know that they're not a lot left. So if you're waiting, I wouldn't wait much longer because I'm not sure how much longer it's going to be around. All right. Hello, everybody. Hi, Essie and Brianne and Jennifer. Jennifer, I have a bunch of beautiful cards here from Jennifer Cotis to show you today. Hi, everyone. Hi. I'm not going to name all these names because there's a lot, but I'm so glad you guys are here joining on either Facebook or YouTube. Now, I do want to tell you that usually I have my coworker Tammy in the comments as Hero Arts helping out with links and making sure your questions are answered. And I'm going solo today. Tammy's a little under the weather, unfortunately for Tammy. So we wish her all the best. And I'm going to do my best to keep up with all of this, but I am going to apologize in advance if I miss any of your questions. I am going to be going back and forth and adding links right here. So I'm going to go ahead and add one right now, which I did put in the description of this video as well. But here is the link if you want to find all these products on the Hero Arts website. And also, if you have a local retailer or an online retailer that you like to shop from, all of our add-ons are available with our retailers who carry them. The main kit, though, only is at heroarts.com. All right, so without any further ado, I'm going to move to my overhead camera. Dun, dun. All right, that worked. And start going over the kit. So for June, our beautiful kit is what we call at Hero Arts a Heroscape. It is a stamp set to make a scene. That sounds funny. I'm going to make a scene, but you know what I mean. I'm going to get a bigger piece of paper to put behind this because that isn't quite big enough to show all the goodness. All right, so this is the main stamp set. It is a 6x8 stamp set, and it has layering stamps that you can put together to create your scene. And it's a day at the shore. It can be sunset, which is what we love. What we had in mind when we made this is the beautiful colors of the sunset on the ocean. But of course, it could be sunrise. It could be whatever you want it to be. But it does have that little glow on the water. And you layer these two together to create your water. There's not waves, Libby. There's clouds. There's a sun or a moon, whatever you want to make it into. There's more clouds. There's birds, more ripples for the water. And then things to decorate your scene, like a lighthouse, a pelican, a dog, a woman looking out to sea, an orca, children playing in the sand, a sailboat. I love this one, the little pier with the birds on it. Can you see that? So cute. And then these can be rocks piled up on the beach or out in the water. Some great messages like sending you an ocean of thanks. Hello, friend. Embrace the sun. May every sunset bring you peace. Happy birthday. Here's another little circle that could be a sunset instead of the full sun up in the water, up in the air, up in the sky. All right. Hello, everybody. Let's see. I think so. The add-ons, I see the question there. Maybe it's already answered. Wendy, you're here, right? You're seeing my video, I think. Okay. Anyway, the add-ons are not limited. They may sell out, but the add-ons come back in stock and they're available at our retailers. It's just the main kit, the classic and the premium kits that can sell out. So hopefully that answers any questions that you guys had. All right. And then let me show you what else comes in the kit. There are coordinating dies. So there are dies here to cut out the scene. There's also ones for the bigger messages. These are kind of like sentiment strips, so there aren't dies for those, but for the bigger messages. And then there's this beautiful window die. And imagine those not there because those are the pieces that are frame cuts. But this creates this beautiful palm tree and tropical flowers, not flowers, plants, window to put around your scene if you want to do it that way. There are also reactive ink cubes in Splash, Taffy, Creamsicle, and Lemon Drop. And these are our reactive ink cubes, so you can use them as for solid stamping, or you can use them for water effects if you want to. You can ink blend with them and splash on some water. You can put them down onto your craft mat and paint with them. So lots of things you can do. And since we did include the water reactive ink cubes, there's some pieces of our Luxe watercolor paper in here as well, which is a really nice heavy duty watercolor paper, nice and smooth, good for stamping on. All right. I don't usually have this in hand, but this is the backer card that comes with your kit that says the contents on it, depending on which version you get. And then on this side are the cards made by Jennifer Kotis, who's here in the comments. I don't know, Jennifer, do you ever get to see the final cards? I should send you these so you have them just for fun, since those are your cards on there. And speaking of those cards, I have them to show, and I'm going to show them just a second. Here's information about subscribing. So again, if you're not a subscriber and you're bummed that you missed the premium kit, there's the heroarts.com/subscribe is where you go to sign up to be a subscriber. All right. So let me show you. No, I think I'm going to show you now briefly the things that are in the premium add-on, just because some of you got it and you might want to see them up close. But again, this version is sold out now, sadly, if you missed it, but it's wonderful. Here are the layering stencils that come in the premium version. There's also a set of really pretty sea glass inspired enamel dots. Aren't those gorgeous? Oh, I love these so much. A beautiful sequin mix as well. Well, not sequins, they're gems, really. Flat backed gems. Again, very ocean inspired. And then some iridescent embossing powder, a little sample of it for you to try. This is a neat powder. It looks different whether you're doing it on white cardstock or on a dark cardstock. And so that's what that is. All right, and now let me show you the card samples that I have from Jennifer Kotis. Now, again, there's lots of ways to use this kit. You can just use the stamp set as is. All the different elements she used here to build her beautiful pink scene. Isn't that a fabulous sunset with the pink? Now, again, let me bring back the stamp set. You can see on the edge of the water here, it's to make it look like the surf crashing in, and she made it look like the beach and all the silhouetted figures playing on the beach and the boat out in the water. And then we have the sun there with all the clouds. And I just love how she did all pink. She did some splatters. Can you see those gorgeous splatters up there that just kind of give it a dusk feel to it. The embossing powder is not sold in the Hero Art store. Let me put it this way, yet. Watch for it. It may be coming soon, but it is not in the store yet. So if you like it, let us know, and it may be there soon. All right, now on this next card from Jennifer, she took that awesome frame die that comes in the die set, and she framed her scene with that die. And I just love, again, the colors that she used in her scene are just gorgeous. That definitely has some sunset vibes going on. She used the frame in white. You could also do that in black, and you have more of a contrasting, silhouette look to it. For this one, Jennifer took the same kind of scene and she did it in an oval die. This is probably the oval infinity dies from Hero Arts. And so she just built her scene in an oval rather than in the palm tree frame. Here's another scene in oval. This is more of a happy, sunshiny scene with the little whale out there in the water and yellows and blues. So beautiful. I love how she colored her palm trees. I don't know, Jennifer, if you did it with Copics, probably. I don't think you put, no. But I love how she used all the different greens to really give her palm tree leaves some depth. So remember, you can always color your frame cut. I mean, your fancy dies like this. That's one of my favorite ways to use a window die, actually, is to color it. I like to watercolor it as well. That's my favorite, actually. So I would even take some of these, and you can even mix the yellow and blue and make a green to color your palm trees. But yeah, really fun. Now this one from Jennifer, I love, she took our Arches Infinity dies and she built her scene inside the arch. I love the pelican out there sitting on a rock. I love her gray, looks more like a moon in this case. And then she used these cute little star sequins, which I'm going to guess were from a previous My Monthly Hero kit, but I'm not for sure on that one. But love it. So pretty. Yes, Hero Art sand embossing powder would be a fabulous thing to use together with this kit for sure. All right, now I have a couple more from Jennifer. And again, it might make some of you sad because these are the ones using the premium upgrade with that shell layering stencil set. But look at her rainbow shells. Love, 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 love. So cute. I love how she cut out her little piece of vellum to make her message pop out a little more so it's not lost in the background. That's a great tip for using your messages. And this last layer of her stencil, she did with Hero Paste. You can't necessarily, maybe I'm not sure if you can see it really well on the screen, but that has some texture to it. So it's popped up, not popped up, but you know what I mean? She used her Hero Paste on there through the stencil with her palette knife, and it has some great texture. She did the same on this version, but she used the gold Hero Paste. And I love the teal blues that she used on her shells on this one. And then gold embossed the whale and the message. Very pretty. Very, very pretty. So that is the main kit. So again, the classic. Was I frozen there for a bit, you guys? I'm not sure. Hopefully I wasn't for too long. I just want to make sure real quick before I'm lying to you that yes, the classic is still available. So don't wait too long though. I saw the numbers. There aren't a whole lot left. And I don't want you to miss it if you want it. But again, here's the link to the products this month. All right, so that was the main kit. And I'm going to move on and show you some of the add-ons as well so that we can get to our special guest today. And the add-on cards that I have here are made by our team member, Jane Nelson. But the first product is called Hello Fishes. And it is this cute stamp set. Oh, I think I keep locking up a little. I hope that's not true. All right, it has swimming by to say hello. Happy birthday, fishes. Thank you and wishing you well. And if you're, again, not familiar with our stamp set, you can either get the stamp set by itself or you buy it as a bundle with the coordinating dies. And in this case, our messages have dies as well. And you cannot buy the dies by themselves. So if you think you're going to want the matching dies, the coordinating dies, you need to get the bundle up front because we're not going to have them later, okay? But but you can get the stamp set all by itself. Now here is one of the cards that Jane made with this stamp set. She used reactive inks to do her blending in the background. And you can see she did the water reactive technique on the back, just splashed on some water to make all those bubbles with her fishes. And Jane is a master at colored pencil. So that's what she always colors her things with. And I love how she colors. So that is our Hello Fishes. The next stamp set is called Sea Quotes. And it's just beautiful. This is a, kind of a art journal-esque kind of stamp set. You can use it for, scenes that you create, but it's great on cards too. As you'll see, it was used multiple times by our artists. I should have mentioned we did a big blog hop yesterday. I'm going to go ahead and put the link for that as well in the comments. And hop along, not right now while you're watching me, but later you can go ahead and hop along and see all the inspiration from everybody. And if you comment on the blogs in our hop, there is a giveaway. And also, I didn't mention, but during this live at the very end, I'm going to also do a giveaway from somebody who's commenting. So that's how I know you're here. Comment. So I know it'll be either from Facebook or YouTube. I'm not sure. It'll just be random. But please keep the comments coming. All right. So the messages in here are listen to the poem of the sea, seize the day, dive right in, go with the flow, let the sea set you free, and the ocean calms the soul, which is so true, right? And then they have matching dies, coordinating dies, of course. And again, you can do either the stamp set by itself or you can buy the bundle that has both the stamps and the dies together. All right, and here is the first sample using this one from Jane. This one, she did a very inky background with the reactive inks, and then she white embossed the messages and put them on there. She also used some of the fishes from the previous set. I just love this set. I think the messages are so beautiful. Of course, I absolutely love the ocean, so they speak to me a lot. So love it, love it. All right, moving on to some of the dies in this release. This is another one of my favorites, Lighthouse Window Fancy Die. I love this kind of scene. That's my favorite thing about going to the shore, is seeing the lighthouse and the docks and everything else. And here is a card from Jane, and she used the ocean calms the soul. I mean, I just look at this card and feel calm. I love it so much. And I love that she took one of our yellow enamel dots and put it as the light in her lighthouse. She used a little circle die or piece of circle, something to mask off a little sun there on the horizon. Very pretty. All right. I will say, guys, I'm not seeing any questions right now, but if you definitely have a question for me, since I am alone here today, if you could write the word question in big letters, that will help me see it. But I am trying to see your comments as well. I just saw Ralph say that I'm making him dream about vacation in the middle of the work week. I know, not very nice of me, huh? I want to go to the ocean so badly this summer. I hope I make it over there. I'm in Georgia, by the way. I don't know if you guys know that. If you're new to hearing my lives, I live in Georgia. Hero Arts is in California. So we're on opposite oceans, but you know, we all at Hero Arts love ocean themed things. Every summer you can count on something being ocean themed from Hero Arts pretty much. All right, so this one is called Sea Creatures, Fancy Dies. And look at all the adorable creatures in this one. My favorite, of course, is the sea turtle. I love sea turtles. There's a cute little crab, a seahorse, jelly, and then a starfish and some coral and another shell. Really, really fun. And if you haven't hopped yet, make sure you check out Nicole Spohr in our hop, because she put a little heart on her turtle and on her crab, and it was the cutest thing I've ever seen, and I almost died. It was so cute. Loved it. There's lots and lots of great inspiration using these dies in the hop. Everyone in there did a great job with them. Oh, I saw something from Neva that doesn't sound good. Hope everything's okay. As he says, this was an expensive month for her. Oops, sorry. All right, here's Jane's card using these dies. And she basically just made her her creatures solid, although she did ink blend on these and did a little splattering. So you can see she used the reactive inks. This looks like just cardstock, but you can make it as detailed as you want. You can color your die cuts with your markers or your pencils or whatever. You can ink blend on them. You can just use them as solid cardstock. There's so many options with dies like this. So super, super cute. And I think this release this month, everything kind of works really well together as well. Using those messages on all the different cards. This is maybe a little bit of an outlier because this is a school of sharks. This is like my fear of the ocean right on this one, but I still love it. This one's called Fin Friends Fancy Die. And it's cool because you can either cut this into your panel, so you're kind of having the outline of the sharks looking into your card, or you can have all these little die cuts that come out to use. So you can either, die cut your sharks right into your panel, and have that as a cool window, or you can have your little pieces. So here is a card that Jane made with this. And you can see again, she used the reactive inks to ink blend on her shark pieces, did a little water reaction on there, and she has this big school of sharks on her card. And it says, listen to the poem of the sea, because yes, as Jen Shirkus is saying, sharks are good for the ocean. They absolutely are. I would not want the ocean without sharks. I just don't want to be next to them. So does anyone in here scuba dive? Do you ever go shark diving? That is definitely not my jam, but I think that's pretty cool that some people do like to do that. I'm seeing there's wildflowers in Canada. I hope everything's okay. All right, now on to some stencils. This one is called Listen to the Sea stencil. So it's similar to the messages in the stamp set that we looked at earlier, but this one's a stencil. So you can make your background with the similar messages: seize the day, go with the flow, explore the unknown, dive into the deep end, listen to the poem of the sea, the ocean calms the soul, and let the sea set you free. Wonderful, wonderful stuff. Hi, Gail, nice to see you. And here is that stencil on a background. And you can see that Jane stenciled it. She did a little die cut there with a rectangle die from our Infinity Rectangles, and then put that little die cut piece farther down in, popped up the rest, and then put her little fish across it. So really cute. And I would love to get a Get Well card soon card like that. It would make me feel better instantly. All right, the next stencils we have is a color layering stencil set. And I'm going to show you the back here. So it's 3 stencils, and it builds a scene of waves crashing on the beach, just like in our main kit stamps, but this time you do it with a stencil. It also has these cute little footprints, and it has some shells. Really cute. And there's lots of fun things you can do with that. Here's another set that I have that's out of the packaging, so you can kind of see how these dies come together. And on our layering dies at Hero Arts, there's always alignment marks in the corners that you can use to help line up your layers if you need to. There is the Hero Arts logo here in the bottom. I always use that as my reference to make sure my stencils are not upside down or every which way. And you can just use the guide on the packaging on the back to see how to line those up, but it is pretty straightforward. And then here is Jane's card using these stencils. And she has the cute little footprints, and you can just see it's a bigger scene than you would get with the kit as well. I think the add-on bundle is back in stock. I see Neva saying that it was sold out. It was, but it is back in stock. Again, with our add-ons, we usually have the bundle going through Thursday of launch week, so it should be up and available through tomorrow, unless it sells out, completely sells out quicker than that. But it should be there now, I think. Let me just go check that real quick. Make sure I'm not lying to you. Yeah, it's available right now. So the bundle is to get them all. If you like all these add-ons, you can buy them all in one swoop. I see Carol's missing the logo. She's missed that there's a logo. There wasn't always. It wasn't always as easy to line things up. And I'm going to show you guys. I'm going to just take a pause real quick here and show you something that I like to do when I get these stencils, because I am not very good at seeing things. My eyesight is getting worse and worse all the time. I usually use black, but I have a blue ink pad right here. So I'm just going to show you real quick what I do. I just take my ink pad and just go right over that logo on the corner of my stencil and then wipe it off. And then some of that ink is left in the logo, and it just makes it a little bit easier for me to see. It's even better when you use black. But that's how I like to, when I first get my stencils, I do that so I can see what I'm doing when I'm stenciling without having to really look really hard to see it. So just a little tip. I think I was talking about this one next. This is the Aqua Texture Bold Print, and it's the pattern of waves, kind of the swirling water. This is what it looks like stamped out. And actually, here's a card from Jane showing that background on a card. And it's fun for doing inky techniques as well. But she, again, used one of the fish. She used the dive right in message from the message set, a heart die. Really pretty. All right, I have a couple other cards that I want to show you. So let me pull them up real quick that I pulled from online from our hop, from our artists. Here's one from Kelly Taylor showing that beautiful lighthouse as a silhouette rather than colored as Jane did it. And I love the beautiful background she created on there. It's so pretty and calming. And then the black silhouette of the lighthouse. Here's one from Mindy Egan on our team using the sea creatures. And she colored them very colorfully, and it's a lot of fun on that card. This one is from Jessica Frost Ballas from our team. She used the cute little jellies, and she used that wonderful cling background and one of the messages. And I just love her purple jellies. They made me happy. This one is from Jennifer Cotis. Hello again, Jennifer. And she did the stencil, what was that one called? I'm drawing a blank. It's called the Listen to the Sea stencil. And she did it rainbow, which I love. And then she added her little jellyfish from the sea creatures. And then again, a message from the first message set, which was called Sea Quotes. And then I wanted to show you this one is from Lydia Fiedler. And she took the sharks, the Fin Friends Fancy Die, and she made them into koi fish, which I thought was really, really cool. So they don't have to be sharks. You can color them however you want, and she made them into koi fish. All right, and then one other thing in this release, we do have some digital downloads that you can purchase and use as well. And we have a digital kit as well as 3 printables. So we have dolphins, sea otters, and sea turtles as our printables this month. And we have a whole digital section on our website. Make sure to check it out if you haven't before. And Essie, who's here in the comments, made some wonderful projects with some of these digitals. And she was in our hop yesterday as well, sharing those. And she'll be on our blog coming up later this month, sharing some digital creations as well. So yay for that. Let me just scan back. I wasn't looking at my comments for a second here. Actually, let me go back to me. All right, back to me. All right. And then let me look through the comments, make sure I didn't miss anything that I need to answer. Oh, hi, Mindy. Mindy's in the comments. She's on our team, and I just showed one of her cards. Okay, so I think that's everything. So now I teased on Instagram, if you happen to see that, I don't know. But I have somebody special here with me today who was one of our guests in the launch yesterday. I'm going to go to my face while I'm just talking to you, so you don't have to look at my desktop. She was one of our special guests because anytime I see ocean theme at Hero Arts, I'm like, Jen, you need to join us because you love the ocean and you're a mermaid. So if you guys know Jen Shirkus, she is here. I'm going to bring you in, Jen. I'm going to just go to the overall everything. Hi, Jen. How are you doing?
Hello. Hi,
She's
everyone.
my trade show
Hopefully,
BFF too. And so she made some beautiful cards with the release. Let me go ahead and take this one out so we don't have to look at that. Whoops. Oh, Libby. Oh, Libby. I just mess up my transitions all the time. I don't know what my problem is. So anyway, Jen's here. She's going to show us her beautiful cards that she made for the release. I'm going to go ahead and go to your desktop, Jen, so you can walk through your cards, okay?
All right. And you can hear me okay, Libby? Everything's good?
Yep, you're a little quiet, but I think we can hear you. So thanks for being here today.
I'll talk loudly, which I have absolutely no problem doing. So thank you guys so much for joining, and thank you, Libby, for asking me to join you. I actually was in my garage packing crafty gear orders, and she's like, "You want to join me?" I'm like, "Heck yeah, I do." I love everything ocean. For those of you guys that don't know, I live on Cape Cod in Massachusetts. So I'm getting into mermaid season here, where I spend a lot of time at the beach. And I'm so thankful every day that I live 5 minutes from the beach. So I'm always inspired to use ocean themed stuff. And Hero Arts hit it out of the park with this release this month. So I thought I would just share with you guys real quick. I made 8 different cards. I do have all the details on my website with detail shots. So if you want to check them out later, or if you purchase the kit and you want to go back and see them, they're all there for you guys to be inspired by. So all of the cards, I was on a little bit of a distress watercolor pencil kick. And so this is actually from the main kit, this stamp set here. And I actually colored directly on the stamps with distress watercolor pencils. And then I stamped it directly onto distress white heavy stock. And I tried to show in my blog post, but there's a lot of yummy texture that the pigment that was left behind from the watercolor pencils left onto the stamp. And I just love that. And then I added a little bit of sparkle. I always have to add a little sparkle to my cards. And this is Distress Rock Candy Glitter. So that's that card here, which it's so crazy that this is a 1-layer card, but because of the awesome layering stamp set, it looks so dimensional. So really, really awesome set. And I know that the premium kit is out of stock, so this layering stencil is out of stock, but I still wanted to show this card because it is still using the Sea Creatures fancy dies, also the sea quotes, and you guys could use any stencil for the background to create a similar card. And I did send a picture to Libby when I was creating this. I was like, I think this might be my favorite card, and it has no teal on it, which is very also abnormal for me. But I had a lot of fun with the different pinks and browns. And then I got into playing more with that Sea Creatures fancy dies, which I absolutely adore. Libby, if you know anybody at Hero Arts, can you please ask them for a lobster next year? Please, please, please.
Yeah, they always think West Coast. They need to think East Coast.
I know. It's like, I have a hard time. So like with the main set, I didn't use the palm trees because I'm a Northeast New England girl. Like I don't want the Southern and West Coast ocean. I want my New England ocean. So just throwing that out there. But we do have obviously crabs here. So I use that little guy and the scallop shell. We actually do have jellyfish. The waters get warm enough towards the end of our summer in August. And the beach that I go to gets to be almost, 72 degrees, which for us in New England is warm. And so that brings the jellyfish in, but they're not the scary jellyfish. If they sting you, it is uncomfortable, but you're not going to like die. So that's a good thing. And so anyways, I had a lot of fun with the distress watercolor pencils. And then Libby, I used the spray on the background here. Can you say the actual name of it? Because I don't want to mess it up.
Oh, you put me on the spot. I think it's called Ocean Blue. It's the two-tone metallic sprays. I think it's called Ocean Blue and Gold.
Thank you. I couldn't remember two-tone spray. That
Yeah.
was what I didn't want to mess up. So there's a fun shimmer for that background. And then I added a little, some glitter and all the things to add all the texture. I actually stamped the sentiment by adding distress watercolor pencils right to the stamp again. So I know it kind of blurred out a little bit of the letters, but I think it still reads really well and works for that kind of artsy feel.
Yeah, I'm
And
gonna
then
put
for
the
this,
sorry, Jen, I'm
yeah,
popping the link to that spray in
okay,
the
no
comments.
problem. And so for this card, I know it's hard to tell, but I actually did start with the aqua texture stamp that Libby was showing you guys. I scribbled on it with distress watercolor pencils and then stamped it. Now, of course, I lost a lot of the detail, but I actually really love how the pencils, the pigments from the pencils pooled in a different way than I would have been able to get if I just kind of did an ink smushing technique. So I thought it was really fun. I know it doesn't scream like, oh, Jen used that stamp, but I still like how it came out. And then I used the seahorse and that adorable turtle. So fun.
That's one of the things I love about watercolor techniques like that. You don't exactly know what you're gonna get every time, and it's
Exactly.
fun.
Yeah, it's super fun. And again, I literally couldn't stop playing with these stamps. I had to get like my studio clean for a big event that I did online this past weekend, and I just kept wanting to create. So and then this card, super simple, but I love this color layering beach floor stencil. And I really think it's fun because to me, this is a more tropical ocean. Like if I'm going to go visit the Dominican, but if I were to do more an ocean like up here in New England, I might do some darker blues. So you can really switch up the feel of this card. And again, it came together so quickly, which is nice sometimes if you need to make a bunch of cards. It came together really quickly. So then I
Oh,
used
Jen, 1 second though. Mindy's asking how you did your foam. How did you do your foam on
oh,
that last
so
card?
it's all distress rock candy glitter. It's
Uh,
it's kind of magical.
so not through the stencil, you just added the glue and the glitter?
I just took my distress collage medium and just drew it on thickly and then poured that rock candy glitter. I
So
was on a
obviously
little,
Jen she's a distress gal, which,
I
that's
know
not hero, but our products play very nice with distress, so we're happy
they
about
do.
that.
Yes.
And by the way, Jen, if somebody wanted to learn a lot about how to use watercolor pencils, is there a way to find out?
Yes, there actually is, Miss Libby. I do have a distress watercolor pencil technique class. It's an online class. So it's still available to take. I want to say it's $30. Don't quote me on that. If anything, it's less than that. And you will get access to all of the videos. There's probably a good long handout. I don't know if Brienne is still here. She's usually good with knowing those things. But there's a good informative handout and it walks you through all the details. So I did that earlier in the spring, but again, it's still available to take and it's a really fun technique class.
Yeah, and Jen's a great teacher. So if you guys wanted to use Hero Arts products to make a similar look, you could do some texture paste through your stencil, even the glitter texture paste. You could sprinkle some chunky glitter on it when you're done. You could use the white foam embossing powder would be really fun on that. And then even sprinkle some glitter on that as well. So there's ways to do it, but the distress looks awesome as well.
Yeah, lots of fun ways. And I always say, use what you have, right?
Yeah.
So it's fun to buy a new stencil. It's fun to buy a new die set. It's fun to buy a new stamp set. But then use what you have. Pull out some older supplies. I saw earlier somebody remembered that they have the sand embossing powder from Hero Arts. So they're going to pull that out. So when they get their order, they'll remember to use it. So I think that's super awesome where new products will inspire us to use products that we already have. So for this card here, I started out with a background. I did a little bit of ink smushing, and then I used the Listen to the Sea stencil where I just did some ink blending. And then I did a lot of splattering of water and inks just to kind of muck it up a little bit, get it a little bit mixed media looking. And then I used that Hello Fishes stamp set, which I love these guys. They are so whimsical and fun. And I embossed the images and watercolored them again with distress watercolor pencils, but you could watercolor with your ink pads. I know Hero Arts has all those awesome watercolors as well. But I like to emboss the image first. So that kind of will build up a little wall. So when you are watercoloring, it's easier for you to stay in the lines and to control where your color is going to go.
Yeah. So one of the things I like to do, sorry, I keep interrupting you, Jen, but
I
love
like
to stamp in our black pigment ink, sprinkle it with the clear embossing powder from Hero Arts, and then I use the liquid watercolors to watercolor is a great way to get a look similar to what Jen did there. And we also have black embossing powder, but I just love to use the black pigment ink and clear powder. I think I don't know, I don't get black specks everywhere if I'm a messy embosser.
Black embossing powder is tricky. So that's pretty much how I did it. I used clear embossing powder and black ink. So
Very cool.
I love that you're chatting with me, Libby. I'm so used to being online by myself talking. So I'm just like going for it. And so then I was on the Hello Fishes kick. And so what I did here is I just colored them with Copic markers. I do a lot of coloring with Copics as well. And I did them kind of in a rainbow color scheme. And then this background is that aqua texture bold print stamp again. I stamped it in a water reactive ink and did some water splashes on it to kind of give it even more of a water look. And then here I use some ultrafine glitter, which is kind of my signature glitter all of the things process. And then I was using that aqua texture bold prints. And this time I just stamped it as it is. I didn't water it or add any droplets. And then I was just kind of playing with the different color scheme for the fishes. I try to break myself out of my normal color schemes that I use. And I had stamped this sentiment earlier and hadn't used it on a card yet. So I did that as well. So so there's 8 different cards I did here. I honestly could make another 8 if time allowed, but I'm so excited to have these fun products in my stash. And thank you, Libby and Hero Arts, for inviting me. I will always say yes to an ocean thing.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and back to all of us. There we go. So I just linked your classes in the comments. If anybody wanted to check out a Jen class, they're awesome. So
I appreciate that.
Thanks for joining. I mean, your cards are spectacular. She sent me a little text me a video on the weekend showing me what she made, and my jaw dropped because I'm like, wow.
Yeah, I couldn't stop. I kind of had to stop, but I didn't want to stop.
I mean, these products are super fun to play with, and they're just right up your alley with all the ocean theme. So
well, and they make it really easy. Like again, just they coordinate all so well together. And honestly, once you start working, your ideas kind of just flow. And I love when you can get a kit or just a sampling of products and you only work with those items. I think that's really nice because sometimes we have too many things to work with and you get a little overwhelmed. So I was just focused on using this release, and I just had my distress watercolor pencils out, and I just was like, let's see what comes out,
that's a great tip. Really just have the products, the mediums that you want to use, maybe some embellishments, and just have that little confined thing ready to go, and then it really makes your creativity set sail. Sail. There's a sailboat in the main kit.
Set sail.
All right. Well, thank you so much for joining, Jen. I think I'm going to go back to my desktop view and go through the products one more time. If you guys join late and you want to see all Jen's cards again, you can watch this later on replay, and all the details of her cards are on her blog, like she mentioned. And she was also part of our blog hop, which was yesterday. So check out the entire hop because there's some great things there. All right. Thank you, Jen. I'm going to go back to my desktop, have fun packing boxes and stuff.
Have a good day.
I need to order more shirts. So is more Shirk merch in that I can order yet or no?
So I just have to tell you real quick, because of the little competition with you and Brienne, her little note that I wrote her, I did say, I'm like, I think you're ahead of the game. Ahead of Libby. I think she ordered a lot. So it's not in stock yet, but once I get the pre-order finished being filled, which will hopefully be on Thursday, then I'll restock my shop with whatever's left over. So
if you guys aren't aware, she
I'll give you
sells
a
really
little
cute crafty merchandise like the shirt she's wearing. Craft more, worry less. So that's a great
This is
shirt.
my
Great
favorite
advice for
one.
all of us. So,
Yeah.
all right. Thank you, Jen.
Bye.
Bye. All right, guys, I'm going to run back through the release real quick, and then I'll pick our, I see Brianne saying, yes, I'm the champion. We have a little silly competition who owns the most Shirk merch, because I have several of Jen's shirts because I love them. And I don't know, do you have all the other stuff, Brianne, like mugs and all the things? Anyway, just being silly. So again, I want to run back through the products, so make sure you know everything in this release. We had the aqua texture bold prints. Go ahead and tell me what you love the most, because I'm going to go ahead and pick a winner at the very end. So make sure you're getting your comments in. And this is the card that Jane made with that beautiful background. And we just saw all the ideas that Jen had with that background as well for her inky techniques, or having it actually show the details on that beautiful bold print. Then we have, oops, let me get my papers back in order here. Sorry, Russell. All right, the next was the color layering beach floor stencils to make that great layered beach scene. And here's Jane's card with that. We also have the Listen to the Sea stencil with Jane's card, and the Fin Friends die that you can make into sharks. You can use the die cuts. You can make them into koi fish, whatever you want to do with that. And there's Jane's card. We have the sea creatures. I love, but I know Jen wishes there was a lobster. Huh, maybe next time. And here is Jane's card with the sea creatures. And the beautiful lighthouse window fancy die, which I think this one can look very much New England, actually. I don't know if there's lighthouses like that, but East Coast anyway. And here is a card with that one. And as well as the Sea Quotes stamp set, which you can buy the stamps alone or the bundle with the dies. And there's some of those messages. We've seen them throughout the cards today. And finally, the Hello Fishes stamp set and matching dies. And there's a cute card with that one. And again, the premium kit has already sold out because it's amazing, but the classic, which is this beautiful stamp set, is still available if you want to get that before it's gone forever. And it has the layering beach scene with all these great details. It comes with some of the reactive inks to play with. It comes with watercolor cardstock, one of my favorite. I love this for mixed media as well. It's a nice heavy cardstock. And then, of course, the dies that include the beautiful palm tree window die. And then, again, the cards that Jennifer Kotis made with these are here. All right. So that is everything. I hope you guys enjoyed this release. I love it. It's one of my maybe all-time favorites. I'm not sure. I'll go back to my face. And if you love this and you missed it, by the way, every October is the anniversary of our kit program, and we do the best kit of the year contest. So if you're sad you missed the premium kit, that's a time to vote for it, because that might, if it becomes the favorite of the year, then that's what we put into the spring catalog the following January, February. So just something to keep in mind. Watch all our kits for the coming months and then vote in October for your favorite one. All right. So having said all that, I'm going to go ahead and pick my winner real quick, and then we can say goodbye for today. And let's see, I'm just randomly scrolling through my comments to pick one. I'm not looking. And the winner is Laura Verder. Sorry if I said that completely wrong. Verderame, maybe. There's her comment that I landed on. There's a white puffy embossing powder. I'm going to go ahead and write down your name real quick so I don't forget once I'm off of this live. And Laura, if you could email info@heroarts.com, and they will set you up with your prize. And thank you guys for joining today. I'm going to go ahead and take that off the screen. And I hope you enjoy this release. So thank you guys, and I'll see you again soon. Bye.